Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd here, Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan, with a 9,225 pound, 33-foot designer that really proves just kind of the way they were put together, they were built. Now, I think overall it's had some pretty good care and conditioning, but there is a reason when you see that designer name in there, people, like, their heads perk right up. The name is just legendary for being put together well. I saw a little spot we're going to see in the bathroom where it looks like maybe the bathroom skylight had a brief leak that was addressed, but overall, it looks to have been well kept. It was mostly site kept. The tires, if you're going to tow it, the tires need to be replaced. Know that first and foremost. Otherwise, though, they did a nice job updating the original fridge. They added some counter space to it. It doesn't look bad. Just, of course, a little dated from the year, but I mean, the condition and the money's right on it. I think you're gonna like what you're seeing here, especially if you're looking for something just like, hey, I just need something to have parked somewhere. This is gonna be a sweet option for you. Of course, there's nothing that says you have to just leave it parked somewhere. Like I said, if you're going to do some towing, she's got the structure. That doesn't concern me whatsoever. Just, you're going to want to budget some tires, really. And I'd rather tell you that right up front. I don't want you driving all the way here and being like, oh, you suckers got us. That's not how we do business here. Now, I knew I would forget to do this. This is a hide-a-bed, but it's also a theater seat. And I wish some modern version of this would make its way back into the RV industry. I feel like there's got to be some kind of smarter than me engineer out there who can make this. So both sides have this kind of theater cinema style kickout, you know, recliner style kickout. But inside you have an inner spring hide-a-bed. So it's one of the best multi-function seating things you can see out there. Now, by the way, all these windows open for airflow, and they all have day-night shade sections on them. So you can have as much or as little light as you would like at, really any given point on your trip. Now, it's a bit of a classic kind of, it's almost like a rear kitchen, living room, entertainment center, all kind of mashed into one sort of amalgamation. The focus of this one, though, is obviously those huge panoramic rear windows. Now, that's, I don't believe the original chair right there, but what is nice is you've got, like, one of the greatest little overlook spots. And this was really made before a huge entertainment center was a focal point in the RV industry. So big windows, destination viewing, airflow, those were the primary focuses, or technically the proper way to say that is foci, when this was made. That's a word you don't hear very often. It's a word I don't usually use. Anyway. The rear wall, everything back here looks good. Like, this is an area on an older RV. I'll start checking for leaks, and I couldn't find any of that here. There's one little blip I mentioned we'll see around the bathroom skylight, but again, it was addressed. Now, the original refrigerator has probably, just because of age, likely given up the ghost, and that's normal. That happens with age. But the folks did something really sharp here. They put in a nice electric-only replacement fridge. That is 110 residential, by the way. That's not 12 volt. But look the way they framed up the top of that. Gave it this cool little, almost like street side bistro kind of canopy effect. That, sometimes, man, something doesn't have to be expensive to just really dress it up. And that makes it for me right there. Now, also, if we start looking around, you can see how they added their own almost kind of pantry storage beside that. But down here in the main kitchen section, you can see good drawer space. And they added a massive aftermarket countertop extension. It doesn't match the countertop in this RV, but it's a huge chunk of counter space that this floor plan just really, really benefits from, I think. And what's nice is the way it folds up and down. They did such a good job of it. You don't have to, like, remove it for transit, but you can set it up when you get to your destination. Now, big table over here, and it looks like it has seen a couple hands of euchre, ladies and gentlemen. If you know how to play and spell that, then you're an official, at least honorary Midwesterner. Now, you want to really be a Midwesterner? You got to go get some fried cheese curds and dip them in ranch dressing and eat them. That's Midwestern delicacy, baby. This is also made, like, again, not entertainment center focused at the time this is made. It's sort of just, it's here if you're interested. But it could also just be a big chunk of storage, all your TV hookups and everything are here. And it looks like they actually did a very simple but effective entertainment center upgrade. That looks to be kind of like a DVD, probably stereo-ish down below there. Looks like, yeah, oh, there's a DVD unit. I don't know. So that's a stereo, the DVD unit's below, something like that. Either way, everything's there. You can wire it up with whatever entertainment stuff you want. Moving through that door, we're going to hit up the bathroom. So let's start up top and get the scary part out of the way. You can see a little ceiling wrinkle here. Well, camera's having a little tough time in the light dark focusing on that. Apologies there. There we go. So you can see, it looks like it kind of came from the skylight and it ran this way a little bit, but it stops before, like you can see, there's a line right there. It just quits. So whatever happened, they addressed it right away. And when we get on the roof, I think we'll get a better look at it. But the rest of the RV looks great. If you're okay with this little cosmetic spot, again, the money's right. There's a lot of RVs still to be had here. Now, this is a classic kind of dedicated middle bathroom. So you've got one step from the main deck to this bathroom. That means massive headroom here in the shower. Beside that, of course, our little vanity corner. But if I flip us around here, apologies, it's kind of tight quarters. You've got a pretty fluffy, friendly corner bath arrangement going on here. Now, the door to our right, that's back to the kitchen, just to give you a reference point. Behind that, we have good linen space, but then over here, just a huge additional closet chunk. And this is that good storage you're looking for like long-term use and ownership, destination kind of things. I wanted to get you in here because someone's going to say, well, are there washer-dryer hookups? Not that I've been able to detect or discern. I don't see any pipes or piping or anything like that. I also just see a lot of extra storage capacity. This was also made before things like king beds were real common in towable RVs, or really any RV. So that is a 60 by 80 queen, and it does eat up the entire bedside. So we're not a king model here, and we are 2 steps up to the bedroom. So classic fifth wheel, little bit lighter overall because trucks didn't used to haul what they haul now. 9,200 pounds, man. This was like, woo, this was one of the big daddies. It's kind of funny because 9,200 pounds, now we're like, that's 3/4 tonnable. No big deal. You know, it's just not as scary. So you've got a full front closet and then just dual additional wardrobe spaces on either side of the, across from the bed area. And this right here is a handy little vanity space. You see they flip the stool upside down for transit. But the little cutaway center in there, that actually flips up. There's a little mirror section in the center. So if you need to sit, you get yourself ready. You got a neat little spot to do it. And if this is what I think it is, it's just extra, what is this right here? Oh, it's just a block of foam. The shadow I was seeing with that closed, it almost looks like there was some weird portable safe up here. I'm like, why would they mount that up really high? But they didn't. I'm an idiot. Moving on. And man, I don't know what they did in terms of washing and conditioning and how they kept this thing out of the sun. But for something of this age, to be able to still see all the original clear colors on the decals and everything, there's not sun fading, weathering, weather checking on here. The awning looks, well, awnings, because you also have slide awnings, they look good. The roof looks like it needs a wash, and I think that's like the pickiest thing I got on this coach right now. This thing has really stood the test of time very well. And as always, the #1 factor involved is always the TLC provided by the ownership. Because at this age, it just does not matter how well something's built. If you don't take care of it, it don't mean a lick. So this is a combination of good build and good ownership. Now this was made before we had things like power rear jacks and auto leveling. Instead what we got is a lot of windows. Now this has, for its time, a really good insulation package. They didn't do like factory hot, cold, 0-degree testing, 100-degree testing when this was built, so I don't have a hard temperature rating for you. What I can tell you is that from the time this was built, this was about as good as it was going to get. And it's super park friendly. With no slides over here on the door side, that's a very underappreciated feature because when that awning's open, you just have all this open campsite space over here. You're not fighting with a slide out. You're not losing awning space because of it. That is a manual awning, which kind of goes along with the age, but we've become so spoiled by power awnings. A power awning on an RV now is sort of like an automatic transmission in a vehicle. If you still know how to do a manual awning, you probably know how to drive a stick shift, am I right? And by the way, back here on the bumper, looks like somebody had a towing hitch added because that's been reinforced pretty nicely, and there's a 4-way wiring harness, so I got a feeling there's been something like a little flat bottom boat back here. Finally getting some inventory back in stock here, which is nice. We're still busy, but it's like we finally been able to build a few of them back up to have something for you to look at when you come and see. Anyway, again, the roof needs a quick cleaning, but other than that, it looks fine. The living room, bathroom, and bedroom all have some roof vent covers on it. Now, this is the first time I've been on the roof. I haven't prepared for this, which I probably theoretically should have. And we've established a leak around here. And notice, I'm being careful when I'm walking so I don't damage anything. But this is solid as a rock. Hold on. Yeah, no, this is solid. This is the one thing I really wanted to investigate. Yeah, no, she looks good. And the way that you want to kind of approach it cautiously at first before you go putting a lot of weight on it, but this one suffices. Kind of like that ladder on the back. I never know what I'm going to get into with a rear ladder. I never know if the roof has been well maintained, if there's been a hidden leak that I don't know about that rotted a structure away. So I always give it a good test tug, and it's always nice to feel that thing tug back at me. The seals that are in place look okay. I think that if I were to purchase this, I think that's the best way I can say it. If this were me, if I were buying this, what would I do? I would most definitely redo the front and rear termination strips, and maybe the one by that chimney cap over there next to the AC vent. But other than that, looks pretty good. So what's it need? 20 bucks a die core and you're done? That's, you know, it's just not major. It might need some tires if you want to tow it. It doesn't necessarily even need that, especially if you're going to be local. Now, if you want to like come from across the country and pick this RV up, if you want us to deliver it to you across the country, I think we should maybe discuss tires. But if you're going to be local and you just want to drag it to a site real quick and leave it, or if you want us to deliver it out there for you, we can get you a quote for that kind of stuff. I'd rather have these kind of fair topic talks up front now than like, I don't want you to get here and be like, oh man, there's something here. You know what? I've been talking about the tires. Let's just go look at them. God bless. You'd think I'd have done that by now, right? Nope. Wrong. And these tires might be Goodyears, but their Goodyears are behind them. You can see there's some pretty aggressive weather checking on here. Again, I'm not going to hide this stuff from you guys. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to say nothing so that when someone who, maybe a first timer who doesn't have a clue might come and buy this thing, I'm not going to put you in a dangerous, bad position by not telling you the truth. I hope you appreciate that. If you appreciate that kind of decency and transparency, know that it does still exist in business. Down here at my family's owned and operated place. We are, since 1989, family owned and operated, and, you know, continue to try to do our best to be as fair and reasonable as we can with everybody. If you appreciate that, hit that subscribe button, follow along, join us at Haylet RV, and down here at A1 RV. This is our consignment store. We are selling this on behalf of the owner. But don't let that confuse you. As far as you're concerned, it's just another used RV, because we still do hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. Whew, that was a mouthful. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.